Hi everyone, welcome to A Minute with a Monkey, transmitting from Screaming Monkey Comics in Munster, Indiana. Visit our website, like and subscribe to our show. Thanks for swinging by. I'm John, and joining me this week, as always, is our co-pilot and my fellow author, Fawn.
Hi!
What up?
The sky.
Thank you. Such a great writer we have here. So this little show, it's not a live stream because I typically air it a few days after we shoot it, you know. We were talking about this. Since you're seeing us and not hearing us, does this program legally qualify to be called a podcast? Or because it's on YouTube, is this a streaming fine arts broadcast without the benefit, you know, of professional sound equipment?
Point out one flaw there. You said that they can see us but not hear us.
Yes.
They're doing both.
Well, okay. So I'm not going to rewind or anything.
No.
So that brings me back to my next point. You know, is this, because it's on YouTube, is this a streaming fine arts broadcast, you know, without the benefit of professional sound equipment and budget and
usually
talent?
mean like live stream though?
Well, I don't know. See, I'm old and I don't
know. To me,
starts.
streaming makes me think of something live where, I mean, technically, yeah, podcasts you usually think of only the audio, but this is also something you could just listen to in your car.
I don't want to refer to this as visit my podcast when it's not legally a podcast. So
visit his monkey.
That sounds...
I know, I wanted it to sound so wonderful.
You like how I'm shaking this when you say that, just completely.
That just makes it even better.
We're 10 seconds into the program and we've already gotten over our quota of inappropriate remarks, but we're going to move on.
There's more.
There's always more. Do you have anything new to talk about? What are you working on?
What am I working on? Everything. No, I'm still redrawing.
The last I heard, you were working on some Easter.
Oh yeah, I drew an Easter bunny.
Right.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do for Easter? Draw bunny girls?
Yeah. Is that what you did? Did you do some pinups?
I just did one. I did one of my characters. Her name Lillian in her demonic form.
Okay. Do you have it on your phone? Or?
I do.
Okay. Well, we'll so at this point, we're going to pop it up here. Tell us about Demonia, the bunny girl.
So this is Lillian, one of my characters from Zodiac.
And someone paid you to do this?
No, I just did it for myself.
Oh, okay.
It's my character, yeah. It's my own character. Yeah, but I let people online be like, should I do it and who should I do it? And like, she just totally took the people typed in her name kind of thing. She took the poll. Right. So it wasn't actually a solo poll, but she was a pretty big character in the last couple storylines, and they got to see her demon form finally, and she may have eaten a guy, so you know. But yeah, it happens.
Probably my type of girl.
Yeah, she's very popular because she's sexy and she's cool. Okay. So yeah, I was
what more do you need in this world?
Exactly.
Right. All right. So you lived through the solar eclipse. Did you check it out?
I did actually. Just because I took photos of my car, which is an eclipse, doesn't mean I didn't actually look at the eclipse. But with glasses on, guys, I can still see. Mostly.
One of Sarah, our other employee, Sarah, one of her friends came by with some dark glasses just so she could see it. So I got to look at it.
Yeah.
It was it was really cool, you know, but I know some people got really overwhelmed by their insignificance in the universe, and it didn't really hit me like that. It was really cool. It honestly was. It wasn't here in the Chicago area. We didn't get the full total.
We got like 94%.
First of all, if I don't hear the word totality anytime in the next couple of years, I'll be fine.
I'm going to start saying that every day. I'm going to make it work. Totality.
So we didn't see the whole totality.
Yeah.
But it definitely was, it got very dark.
It got dark. We got the very yellowish light. There was the whole almost dead silence of all the words and everything. So it's kind of that uncanny, surreal feel. Makes me think of a lot of some of the vibes you see in horror games and stuff. So
that was the cool part, seeing all the animals get confused. That's what I was more fascinated by.
My cat was out on our patio because we have a screen-in patio that has a roof on, so he couldn't see the sun. But my cat is out there, and he's just meowing away like, "Hey guys, why aren't you looking at me? Why aren't you?" He doesn't care. Not at all. He's like, everyone else is like, "Oh no, eclipse," and my cat's like, "No, Mom, Dad, pay attention to me."
I saw an idea online somewhere, and I wish I could say this was my idea. I really do. But I should have went to a large business at the time of the eclipse. Go to a large populated area, like a shopping mall or a business district, preferably a church. gather up at least 50 inflatable blow-up dolls.
Yes,
Have you heard about this?
I did. I love
Yes,
that.
dress them up in cheap clothes from Goodwill so they probably look human from a distance. Fill them with helium. This is an expensive prank.
It is.
Obviously. And at the time of the eclipse, release them up towards heaven and sit back with a bowl of popcorn and just watch. Had I the money or the lack of common sense, I probably would have pulled something like
There
this.
was actually a convention I went to. It was Anime Central, so it's been going on for a while, but I don't even remember which year it was, but it was one of the many raptures, apocalypses that we supposedly have had during my lifetime.
We've lived through a lot
I
of
know,
end-of-the-world
right?
scenarios by now,
Come
haven't
on,
we?
man, get us already.
Yeah.
But no, but one of the artists had sold out of all their stuff, so the last day they just set up like a sweatshirt and jeans and pants, like, nothing, and instead
Yeah.
just signed taken by the rapture, and that's it. It was pretty funny.
I think I've seen someone do that
I
before,
wouldn't be
when they wanted to
surprised.
leave the con early.
Yeah, it's like, I know for that one particularly, it was one of those many times that they're like, it's an apocalyptic thing, oh no, run for your life.
I am actually convinced myself that the entire idea of the solar eclipse capable of causing severe retinal damage is a hoax perpetrated by optometrists everywhere. They're just sitting around going, let the money come in.
But the number one Google search yesterday was eyes hurting after looking at
No,
it.
really?
Yeah, Martin was checking out. Like, he always likes to see what silly things are up, and like he started typing like Google, and that came up, and he's like, oh God, and sure enough, yeah. So please don't look at those.
Why does this not surprise me? People are stupid.
You tell them not to do something, and that makes them want to do something.
Yes, yeah, just to show you up.
Yeah, I feel like there's times when, yes, I'm like that, but like things like looking at something I should, like the sun, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I don't even want to look at it when it's normally out because it hurts my eyes.
Right.
I want to see when it's gonna melt them. I need my eyes, man.
So clearly not a lot going on in the comic book industry right now because we're just
Talk about the solar.
We're filling time.
You guys ready for that solar eclipse comic? No, there isn't one. Wasn't Eclipse though used to be a publisher?
Eclipse was one of the lost publishers
Like, I know that
from
name.
the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Eclipse. God, what did they do? We have Eclipse.
I know.
comics
I
in
put
here.
them in the back issues. I just
Yes.
don't know offhand any of the things. I just remember seeing the logo now suddenly.
I don't know. Yeah, I cannot think of any Eclipse comics right off the top of my head. It's not that.
Can you believe this? He's a comic guy, and he can't even tell you this.
Eclipse. God, did they? I think actually one of their biggest ones actually may have been made into a TV show.
Oh.
I think it was. It was the dude with the stripes on his face, and God, I cannot remember the name.
Stripey dude.
You know what? Hey, I got a computer.
Can we just name him Stripey
You
dude?
know what? Oh my God! No, I actually never read the comic. Eclipse Comics. Let's see.
I just know I put
Just
him
out of idle curiosity.
Yeah, I just know I put them like. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
the
I know
logo.
their logo.
I've
yeah.
seen the logo
So
before.
Eclipse Comics, they went out of. Yeah, they died in 1994.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I know it's been a while. I'm sure.
Todd McFarlane's publications acquired all their intellectual rights. All three of them in 1996. No, what are some things they did here? Oh my God, they tried to do trading cards and they went into bankruptcy. DNA agents. Okay, that I heard.
Oh, DNA agents.
DNA
Okay, yeah.
agent. That was something so big that even the Teen Titans devoted a story kind of paying homage to them.
That was kind of
Very, very cool. What did they do? Okay, Masked Man, Coyote, Static.
We were talking about Coyote earlier.
Yeah, not the Static from Miles.
No, not Static.
Right.
Not Static, but yeah.
But Saber.
There we go, Saber. Yeah, that's the big one.
Saber.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, they're dead now. So
Just like your chance at seeing the eclipse if you missed it yesterday.
we wandered off on a tangent there, didn't we?
Hey, it's still kind of comic related.
Here's a good. Hopefully, we're entertaining some people just listening.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry if you're bored today, but hopefully we're making your day feel a little better. I do have an artistic question for you. This came up last week in the discussion with some customers. Somewhere along the line, the comic book writers in the world stopped using word balloons to illustrate internal thoughts of characters. Writers still use them, but they mostly use square captions now. And I think it really started around the turn of the century. Do you think the fluffy cloud logos just went out of style, or because those thought balloons are easier to draw by hand, and most letterers are using digital, tools now? Maybe that's why they don't use them much anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot.
I'll tell you why I don't use them, but I want to hear your thoughts.
So I guess because there are still thought bubbles used in like manga and stuff, which is primarily my thing.
No, I mean real comics.
But yeah, even
no, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm completely
I know
kidding.
what you mean. But no, what I'm thinking like from the different standpoints though is even the way that they're used there and how they've evolved is different too. And you will see some of that. Like there's a lot of nowadays you can't really. The only differentiating thing between manga and comics really tends to be, is it from Japan? Is it from America? Like there's a lot less of that, that whole, they used to have certain things that one did and one didn't, but there's a lot more overlap. But yeah,
I've looked at a lot of manga. There's the thought balloons in those.
Yeah, they still use them, but they never really looked as crazy fluffy as like the US ones did anyways.
So maybe it's a Photoshop tool that generates it, and
because I know for me personally, I literally drew it out once, made a paintbrush of it, and then that's what I do now.
Okay.
Rotate it, warp it as needed.
When I draw a comic and I have a character who has some internal information that needs to be revealed, I'm either going to let him talking to himself or saying it organically to another character. I generally don't do a thought balloon, and I'm thinking maybe it's I'm doing a comic just like I'm doing a movie script, really. And
no, that's not a bad thing to do though.
In the way that in a movie, we don't normally, unless it's for comedic effect, we don't usually hear their internal thoughts.
Yeah.
We let their body language or the exposition language, kind of reveal what they're thinking. So maybe word balloons are just a crutch of golden and silver age era comics when comics didn't have the sophistication that they do today.
I feel like that. Cause
maybe that's it.
In the case, like when they're used for, like at least when I'm seeing them used nowadays, sometimes it is for like an internal monologue, something that's a little more intense. But a lot of times you're not seeing bubbles. It's just like floating text, or they have like this really. I'll have to send you a photo to show it. It's like it looks like kind of like a broken bubble that they use for really intense thought bubbles, but you only get a couple words in it.
Okay.
That one I see a lot in manga too. But yeah, it's like generally if it's gonna be like even when I'm using it, I think the last time I used it was a character thinking of someone who's like, oh my god, you're an asshole. It's a thought bubble. Like so he didn't say it out loud, but obviously the big.
But it would be a thought bubble.
It would.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll get a comic where there's just one character in the whole book for some reason. You got to do something with that.
It's okay to have characters talk to themselves, or you see a lot using the narration box nowadays, where they're narrating their own story through their thoughts, kind of thing. Like Deadpool, obviously, but even amazing, like Spider-Man does that a lot too. So those are some of the big ones.
I don't think Deadpool uses word balloons either, though. He just will not shut up. He just talks out loud.
He fights with the narration box. I've seen him do it. He's like, no, that's not right. Narration box, like stop it. But it's definitely a changing trend. But like one of the things I always told my students, and I think this is true for any kind of media, you don't want to tell, you want to show.
Right, and maybe that's why I don't use word balloons that much myself.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah. Speaking of, my comic book is finished.
Do we have
I will have a box. Yeah, here's the cover. Here's the cover. That is finished. I actually drew the cover myself. I had another talented colorist do the colors because I can't do this.
The contrast came out really nice though, and I think that's just it. It has that nice it's got that like really thick contrast that you see in like kind of that unairy feeling, and that's kind of what you want. This isn't exactly a happy story, so.
No, and I'm almost 95% sure I know how this miniseries is going to end, but I do know that the events of this second issue didn't play out exactly the way it was going to when I started. So things tweak, and you've been there.
Yeah, your characters do whatever they want sometimes.
Sometimes, and this girl really does. Yes,
that's not a bad thing. That sometimes makes it cool because you have your plan laid out, but if you do it right, it's not 100% anyways. This might be where I want to get. It's not I'm going to get there.
It's not that she has a mind of her own. It's just as a writer, you really realize, oh wait, this will work way much better.
I just feel like you just go into that zone and you don't even think about what you're doing or writing or drawing, and then the next thing you know, like this is way better than what I was gonna do. Like,
Right. I'm glad I thought of it now until after I printed it.
Yeah, oh my god, I hate going back and being like, oh, why did I do this?
So we got an offer for everyone. For those of you out there who are watching or listening, I'd love you to type in the comments, what is your favorite independent comic out there? that you've read. You know, something not published by DC or Marvel. I'd really like to know. Subscribe to our show. Put your comments below. I'm going to read the answers next week if anyone answers. Appreciate it. One random participant will get a copy of the first issue of my copy,
Ooh.
Jenny Duggan. Paladin #1. I will mail it out to you.
It is
so
a
thank
good
you.
read, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. It's very kind of you.
Hey, I'm not just saying that because he pays me. He's not paying me for this.
I'll read the results next week. Thank you. That's my tricky way of finding out how many people are watching the show.
Well, no, it's a good thing to interact too because it's not live like we used to be.
Right.
You can't have that same back and forth. So this way,
I can't pop up these pictures quite so quickly unless I do some post
we want
editing.
we want you guys to, if you have questions or anything that you want discussed and stuff, like let us know.
Now, preferably the majority of people watching this are not folks who live around this area, so we're not really, pushing come to visit. You know, if you're in the area, please come by.
Visit. I don't care where you are. Drive out here, fly out.
What are your 2 favorite comic covers for this week?
All
This
right.
is- what week is this? This is the week of April 9th, 2024. What's coming out this week?
All right, so I
got more than 2.
Oh yeah, see, I was going to, but I behaved, so I'll let you do the one.
I found it was a bigger release week than last week.
There's some really nice covers, and it didn't help any that I was putting some back issues of Catwoman away today, and they have fabulous covers.
Yeah.
But so my first one I picked was one of the variants of Ultimate X-Men, the second issue. is out.
Yep.
I should know. I subscribed to this one, but I haven't read the first yet. I haven't had time.
This is the Peach Momoko.
I mean, she does all of them, but yeah, she did this variant too. And this one, I don't know. It's just once again, it's a very simple, but you've got like the dark contrast with the red eyes in there, and the focus on the piece. It doesn't always have to have a lot going on. But there's so much emotion and stuff in this kind of thing, and I like Peach Momoko's art too.
For this book, I mean, this is the new reboot of the Ultimate X-Men, and for it to almost look like an independent book, it's really unusual, and I don't think a lot of people are picking it up because it doesn't look like your traditional superhero book.
But Peach Momoko,
there's a reason for it.
Yeah, Peach Momoko is a really good. She's really good at what she does. So I mean, I would recommend you give it a chance. There are a lot still selling out crazy everywhere. Like I know we're sold out already. So I'm not of this issue.
This issue.
Not as of today, because today
it might be sold out. I mean,
why didn't you guys watch
from our point of view, it comes out tomorrow. From your point of view, it was here 2 days ago.
Exactly.
So it's the magic of TV.
So I can't say much because I haven't actually read it yet. But I picked it up for the art too.
I'm not reading Thundercats, but
No, that's a nice
Dan
cover.
Nakayama. DNA does always do great covers.
Oh my God, he does.
This is a beautiful one. I do not remember Chitara. I don't remember her costume being so skin tight and dominatrix leathery shiny like this, but it's still a cool cover. It's a good one. I picked more books than you, so let me grab another one.
Oh, it's really funny because I almost picked that one too.
Did you really? Okay, well, I'll save that for last. Count Crowley. Another, it's a Dark Horse miniseries.
See, that's not even the first one by
No,
Count Crowley, right?
it's issue 3. I just like the cover.
No, I mean, wasn't there like another series
I think
with
there
Count Crowley
was.
too?
I think there was. David Dasmalchian is the writer. You may know him as the Polka Dot Man from the Suicide Squad, or he had a small part in the Dark Knight. Yeah, he's growing in the industry as a creative force too.
Nice.
So, and I know he's worked on a lot of other higher projects too. But that's his book. What do you got next?
Okay, so it is the issue of Batman and Robin. This one has Flatline on the front.
I almost picked that one too.
I can see why. It's a very good cover. I will say I picked this one up initially because of the first couple covers. It has some really good art though. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely behind in it too. That's the curse of being when you work at a store. You can't always keep up on everything. But
that's the series that started. It started out with the DC's version of the White Rabbit female character. God, she was right on the cover.
Yeah,
too.
That was why I picked it up, because of that art journal cover. But yeah, I was like, this is a nice one, a flat line, and it's.
I thought about that. I think I'm going to skip on that one. I thought that was Harley Quinn at first.
Yeah, that was my first thought, and then I was looking closer, I'm like, that's not. And then I'm like, oh, it's Flatline. It's pretty obviously.
Kind of a new character, yeah.
Oh, she's been in the story for a few issues. I just like I said, I'm behind a little bit, so.
I'm behind a little bit too. Okay, and we gotta start doing our comic book reviews. Here's a book I like this week. If I can read it, within the week that it comes out. But I'm gonna try harder for you guys. I will. I promise. I like this cover.
That's a fun one.
No, this is a fun one. It's
just especially just the placement of the hook.
right. It's.
I love it because it's like replicating just
Well,
What's
it
going
looks
on?
no, it looks like he has a question mark
Yeah, like I
and
said, it's
exclamation points.
It's replicating
not
that,
just like him.
Exactly, like the Yeah.
That was there's more in this going on than when you first look at it, but
God, anything with Lobo gets
yes,
get crazy.
Lobo's kind of thankfully been underused in the last couple years. You know,
Some of those covers of him where it's just like his butt, I'm like, wow, that's a cover, man.
But this is also the first chapter of the House of Brainiac storyline
Oh,
too.
so new storyline, yeah.
And yeah, I did love this one. This is the 1 to 25 incentive
Yeah, I did
variant
see that, so that's why I was like,
for Edge of Spider-Verse #3. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
She's getting a new series.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
She's getting her own series. Spider-Gwen herself is coming into. They have to call her the Ghost Spider. They can't keep calling her.
Yeah,
it's not like you're going to call him Super Clark. So Spider.
Can we call him that now?
Super Nathan. I do.
Cat, get over here. Get your hairy ass over here.
So now to close out the show, before we have one other thing to do, but before we do that, here's some of the newest items that we just added to our store's website. If you want to buy any of these things, if they're still available, they are on our website right now. Here they go. Check them out.
Just arrived at Screaming Monkey Comics.
And we're back. Yes. Before we go out, now you and your fiance Martin, who didn't want to hang out with us tonight, but he was busy. But the two of you run. It's not even a sister store. We sell some similar items, but you guys specialize.
Yeah,
in manga figures.
we have enough difference that it's not like.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it's it's an online figure retail for specializing in Japanese imports, specifically for like anime and manga, but it also does have video games and of course comic characters. But it's Akiba Soul.
And here's their website, just right under us. I'm writing this down again so I can read it. What is it?
AKIBA Soul.com.
Oh, wait a minute. I have it on my. Go ahead and keep talking. It's right here.
So yeah, we generally specialize in trade-ins, so used figures, but we do grade them and stuff. We our goal is to be super communicative and super transparent on everything we do. So we have a Discord that's pretty active. We share our photos. We do a live stream for opening and our reviewing figures and like showcasing them. We take photos of any damage and put it up. I'm the mean one when it comes to grading. I'm the one who always gives it the harsher grade.
My Christina's the same way.
Yeah, we'll look at a box and he's like,
wife, yeah.
is this an A? I'm like, no, it's a B. There's a minor tear starting to form. But the thing is, when you're a collector, you never know what stuff is going to get damaged in shipment either.
You got to be careful with that. And why is your website that's trying to look as polished as ours, almost even better? I like the little animations that pop up.
Yeah. Martin learned how to entirely code this.
Your site looks good. Your site looks very
good. And he likes the color pink.
All right. So you brought us a toy. You brought us a new toy.
We were talking about bunnies earlier.
Yes.
So for April, you obviously need bunnies. So this is actually a bonus that comes with this particular figure, but it's something called a clear file.
I'm gonna say her name's Jill.
No, her name is Beniga. Beniga, Chad. I think it's supposed to be a short for bunny girl, because
Okay.
Banigare is what it would be in Japanese, but it just sounds so dumb.
For those of you who don't know, she's not just a pretty face here. You're completely bilingual. You speak Japanese very fluently, which lets her read any manga even if it hasn't been.
In fact,
translated to English.
admittedly, I have not read anything in English translation in a while because I just yell at the translations too much. I'm sure there's a lot better out now, but
Weird.
It gets me mad. I'm the kind of person who screams video games and yells at them. But yeah, so this is a bonus that came with it. We do have this in store with it. But yeah, it's a plastic folder. They are pretty known for doing them. I've made some myself now in Japan, so it's been really fun.
So is that supposed to be behind the?
Well, it's just an extra thing to do. Just like how some things, even in the with U.S. figures, you might get like an extra like sticker or something. Yeah. It's more of a decorative thing.
Yeah.
But it's nice because a lot of times I do display the behind the figure. I have this one up on our shelf already.
Cool.
But yes, I was told to unwrap it on screen.
We're doing a unboxing today.
No.
I was just going to unbox some new Star Wars packs, but this is much cooler.
I'm not going to take her all the way out of the box because we do like to have them sealed, but it's, you got the nice little picture of her on the back. It's a pretty decent size. This one is a 1/6 scale, so it's not too bad. Max Cute is a new company, so this is their first figure that they finally produced, but it came out super cute. I'm trying to think, does it have the illustrator's name on here?
And you have several of these in stock.
Yeah,
right?
we have a few. Well, we have enough left that you guys have a chance to get them.
Okay.
Does she have the illustrator? No. Sometimes they do, but what they do with a lot of these, like these original characters, they work highly professional, usually Japanese artists, do a character design that they're like, hey, I want to make this into a figure, so they wanted to have certain elements of it that can be a figure. So yeah, she's. This one isn't 18 plus, so if you're too young.
We're going to try to get a good shot. At least let's zoom in on it here. We're going to try to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got like plastic protecting. But it is definitely cute.
This is not working at all.
No, I can send you the photo that we have as the production photo of her, or the photo I took
All
of
right,
her
just
on
turn
our
the box.
shelf.
Just turn the box around. That's. There. Okay, well that's just the illustration again.
Yeah, it is. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Otherwise, you'd be getting a nice view of her butt.
And
She
you
has a
say
really
that.
nice thigh.
You say that like that's a bad thing.
She's super cute. But yeah, that's Japan does a lot of that where they do a lot of original figures. So it's nice because you get to see some really talented illustrators.
Cool.
Like, and a lot of them are they are known for doing their 18 plus. Like Mataro is one of my favorites. This is not his stuff, but
Well, she should be on your website right now.
yeah, she is on our website already.
So
Yep.
that's you can get a good picture of it there. All right, that about wraps up this week. Thanks for joining us. Again, let me know what your favorite independent comic is. I might send you a free book. We'll be back next week to chat about more stuff, give away other prizes, and waste your time with the joy of comics, games, and all the things that make life fun. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you.
All right, have a great weekend, peeps. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.